Tensions in the Middle East have just hit a dangerous new level. Iran has launched missiles at a U.S. military base in Qatar. So, what exactly happened? And what could it mean for the region and the world? Let's break it down, clearly, calmly, and with all the facts you need to know. Section 1. What happened? Over the weekend, the U.S. carried out major airstrikes on 3 nuclear facilities inside Iran. In response, Iran fired missiles at Al-Udeid air base in Qatar, the largest U.S. military base in the Middle East. And Al-Udeid isn't just any base. It's the hub for all U.S. air operations across the region. There are also British troops stationed there on rotation. Iran said its missile strike was retaliation, a direct response to the U.S. attacks on its nuclear sites. And Iran's most powerful military branch, the IRGC, made its position crystal clear. They said, Iran will not leave any attack on its sovereignty unanswered. U.S. bases in the region are not strengths, but vulnerabilities. Section 2. The attack itself. So, what actually happened during that attack? Iran said it launched 6 missiles. The U.S. reported 14. And Qatar? They said 19 missiles were fired, and that all of them were intercepted. The good news is, no one was killed or injured. People in Doha reported hearing loud bangs. Videos showed bright flashes lighting up the night sky as air defense systems worked to stop the missiles. In the hours before the strike, both the US and UK told their citizens in Qatar to shelter in place. About 8,000 Americans live in Qatar, along with thousands of Brits. Section 3. Reactions. After the attack, something interesting came out. Tehran had actually warned Doha ahead of time to help minimize casualties. President Trump thanked Iran for the early warning. He called the attack very weak, said no Americans were hurt, and suggested Iran had gotten it all out of their system. He even hinted there might now be a chance for peace. But Qatar's foreign ministry saw things very differently. They called the strike a surprise and a clear violation of their sovereignty. Meanwhile, Iran's supreme leader, Ayatollah Ali Khamenei, said, "We didn't harm anyone, but we won't submit to violations of our sovereignty. We don't violate others, and we won't accept being violated." Section 4. Warning signs. Were there signs this was coming? On Monday, the U.S. suspected Iran was getting ready to launch. Qatar temporarily closed its airspace, and both the U.S. and UK urged citizens to stay indoors, just to be safe. About an hour before the strike, a credible threat to Al-Udeid base was reported. Flight trackers showed planes already diverting from Doha. And remember, Hamad International Airport is one of the busiest in the world, with around 140,000 passengers passing through every day. Even Bahrain and Kuwait briefly closed their airspace. Section 5. How did we get here? So how did it come to this? It all escalated when the U.S. hit 3 Iranian nuclear facilities on Saturday. That came after days of uncertainty about whether the U.S. would join Israel's military campaign. Israel has been carrying out daily strikes inside Iran since June 13th, targeting nuclear and military sites. Its government says these strikes be necessary to stop Iran from building a nuclear weapon. The U.S. has long shared that goal, but Iran insists its nuclear program be strictly for civilian use. The U.S. says its strikes dealt major damage to Iran's nuclear ambitions, but the full impact? Still unclear. And even as missiles continued to fly between Iran and Israel over Sunday and Monday, the big question now is, where does this end? Closing. This is just the latest and maybe the most dangerous chapter in a conflict that keeps growing. Both sides are sending mixed signals, strength on one hand, restraint on the other. What happens next could shape the future of the entire region. What do ye think? Is peace still possible? Or is the region on the brink of something bigger? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If ye found this breakdown helpful, give the video a like, hit subscribe for more clear analysis, and as always, stay safe out there.